Welcome, lovely folk. We're going to get into the Taurus reading here today. We have Star Dragon's Oracle cards, the Sacred Web for the actual tarot. I will be clarifying with this deck I was gifted years ago. We have Queen of the Moon Oracle and Moonology as well. And we will also be doing pulling charms and runes. The reason I like to do the zodiac with the new moon rather is to, very much so harvest the moon's energy. So perhaps this is something that you are crossing paths here with me on, to look into yourself, to build towards the full moon and release towards the new moon. But yeah, I start this after the new moon so that I can, get the ball rolling with that energy as well. And then I do pick-a cards on the full moon. And the reason I do the two separate ones there is because the new moon, I feel, is more, about birthing, about individual energy, while the full moon, I think, is about kind of the full spectrum coming together. But alright, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive in here. We have the Star Dragon Oracle here, as I said. Alright, what does Taurus need to see here? Spirit guides and angels. Guide Taurus, please, here. Interesting, you have protection here, and in your meditation I did have the energy of protection kind of come over me. I saw like the shape of an angel in light, and just the feeling of protection. I was also feeling, and we'll dive into this further, but I was feeling this immense grief. It actually brought me to tears a little bit. But we'll see as we move forward what messages there are for you with that. Transcendence, achieving success. I'm also just getting the idea of transcendence, like transcending out of the grief, letting it. I'm actually getting that song, I forget what it's called, I'll have to put it here, that Turn My Grief to Grace song. I did get Grey's Anatomy, what was it? Let me look here. So there's an episode in Grey's Anatomy where they speak about people's different reaction to grief, and how sometimes you can go through something and just freeze. And I mean, that also speaks on, you know, fight or flight. And so perhaps you just feel immense grief that's causing you to just kind of collapse and not know what to do. I do see, you know, here she is in the fire on the back of this dragon, and here she is risen, and, you know, she's on fire, and she's, you know, transcending that. And the wheel is turning. Like, know that the lowest ebb is the turn of the tide. Try to hold on to that quote and know that things are going to turn around. But let's get your tarot here. You might feel like whatever you've gone through has just knocked everything out of order. And yeah, you just feel very like you don't want to move. I can't, you know, I don't think sometimes people want to tell you, like, oh, I understand, and I honestly don't think people can, like, fully, you know, because everybody's been on their own unique paths. You can't fully understand. You might be able to feel different things and empathize, but we can't fully understand what somebody might have gone through. And sometimes we don't want to hear that, because it's like, no, you don't understand. But like, just don't feel alone in it. Reach out, because there are people who want to empathize with you and want to help you carry any of that burden. And while, you know, like, you might not want to feel like a burden, and while, you know, we do need to learn how to move forward and release any baggage that we might be carrying, so that we don't have to, but you shouldn't feel, you know, like, I think people want to be there for you. So don't feel like you're a burden, and don't feel like you're gonna bring anybody down just because you're feeling this way, because I promise you, people want to be there for you. And while they can't fully understand it, they're trying their best to, like, they just, you know, people don't always know what to do or what to say, or that sometimes they just need to be present, and that's all you really want. And maybe say that to them if that's how you feel, that you don't need them to, like, say anything, but simply to just be there. So let's go ahead and get your tarot here. Spirit guides and angels, what does Taurus need to know here? I I do feel the last new moon was in your sign, and you might have gone through some kind of difficult breakdown within that period to now. Yeah. There's that Eight of Wands. Okay, I'm getting that you feel like the world is spinning out of control. You're very much so grieving right now. And it's got you feeling like you just want to stand still in the face of this, like, turmoil. So this is the star reversed. You like are carrying this grief in a way where you don't even want to heal. If somebody passed over, because I was kind of feeling that kind of immense grief, you might be feeling some kind of survivor's guilt. But with this protection, like, I feel like you are going to move out of this energy. And for those who did face the loss of somebody, just try to remember that they want to see you be able to turn around. They don't want you to feel any sort of guilt over their death. And they want you to allow yourself to feel this so that you can get back to yourself. Spirit guides and angels, what is the outcome? What is the outcome for Taurus here? And now that isn't for everybody, obviously, the actual loss of somebody, but it's just a very immense grief. For some it might be, rather than survivor's guilt, it might be imposter syndrome. You might feel like you don't deserve something that you've had come to you, but you're being blessed because you do deserve happiness. And I think you know that, but it's like deep down there's some kind of block going on. So perhaps that's something to look at. Give yourself some time to really get clear with yourself and let all your emotions settle, to really look more deeply at them. In their roots. Okay. So for the outcome here we have seer, which is the king of earth. So the king of pentacles in reverse here. This is the hangman here. So you're going to take that time for solitude and reflecting and really getting to know your deepest roots and put your feelers out for what might be making you feel this lack of deserving and just chaoticness. Some of you might take time off of work to truly allow yourself to grieve and not just be trying too hard to keep up with the norms. You are going to get back to your normal self. It's just you might have to take some time away to do that, to really connect with yourself. This is the Lovers reversed, or no, this is the Six of Swords. So you're going to have to really remind yourself of the lowest ebb is the turn of the tide, and also because you might have gone through a lot of hardships in your life. Know that you are strong enough to face these things. That's why they've become things for you to experience in life. You know that saying that we're only presented with the things that we can handle. We might not feel like it, but we do find a way. And you really need to remind yourself that you are protected, that you're being guided through this. And look for little signifiers. They'll help you. They'll help guide you along the path. You know, you do need to know that this grief is going to take some time to heal. But you are going to allow yourself to go through it and heal it. It's going to be a challenge to make sure you give yourself time to really look at it. You're going to have to really try not to fall into any bouts of escapism. But ultimately, I do see you doing this and reflecting on everything. You know, this is a major arcana here. It's overpowering these. So don't think you're always going to be caught in this grief. It's just a temporary thing that you are going through now, and it will heal. Trust that it will heal. We'll go ahead and clarify a little bit here. Know that things are turning in your favor. For some, I got the wheels of justice turn slowly. So for some, this also could be involving some kind of law, some kind of, or even just some kind of karmic event. or you feel, it's again going into that, you feel like a lack of deserving good. So that's something that's going to be important for you to release and look at. In order to release it, you really have to look at it. But not let it overpower you. You know, look at it, but in a way where you can not attach to it. So that you can still release it and not overthink it. But let's clarify over here. Please clarify these cards for Taurus. You have everything at your disposal. You are able to handle this if you're strongly feeling like, just how am I gonna, like, you know, just those questions come in of when you're in grief, of feeling like you can't do it and how, but you are going to, you do have this strong ability to, this strength to get through it all. You might be feeling a lack of desire to get through it. And just being honest here, it's not going to come easily. There has been, you know, a little bit of a darkness, the flame going out a little bit, but you are going to stoke this fire and rise. Yeah. The Seven of Wands was just also confirming that feeling. Alright, what about the challenge here? Spirit guides and angels, can you please clarify the challenge here? So, you are going to resist a little bit of just the basic thing is going to be, the more you know. You're going to feel a resistance a little bit, but as you build up with understanding grief and understanding yourself and how to get by, how to turn your grief to grace, and how to really turn it around and thrive off of it, and knowing you deserve it, you know, really looking into that, and even, you know, finding articles on that, or whatever it may be for you, taking a class about psychology, or finding self-help books on how to transcend grief. I see you will do that, and as you do it, things will ease a little bit more. Okay, this I got the feeling, so meditation is going to be a big key too. When you meditate, I just feel this strong sense of just almost like it's going to give you this huge release. You might sometimes just cry while you meditate. It's going to really be cathartic for you, but it's like you're letting go of all of these thoughts, and in the process of release, you're just going to feel this immense oneness and connect to the abundance, but it's just still going to make you just naturally release and healthily detach, so that your grief, like you're protected through your grief. It's going to really kind of give you, like you're still going to look, I don't mean detach as in, you know, not looking at things or escapism, but just in a healthy way, detach, observe, and allow yourself to feel things, but just to still be able to step back and not let it overpower you. So there's that Wheel of Fortune popping out. So the challenge, is again feeling. That quote is really going to help you, that the lowest ebb is the turn of the tide. Trust that things will turn around for you. You feel very much so just stuck at the bottom, but it's always, the wheel is always turning. And sometimes, like, I think that can make you feel chaotic too, is when I've definitely been there, just feeling like, oh, well, it's just, then you get caught, feel like you're caught in cycles, but no, like there's different, it's not all going to be the same. I'm being reminded, like I was given this in periods of my own awakening, of like there's going to be ups and downs, of course, but there's also going to be periods where you ride the barrel, like, you know those images where like there's a barrel on water and, you know, somebody's, you know, able to like kind of get a good flow and run on top of the barrel and stay on top. Like, know that you will be able to stay on top of things. It's just about getting your footing. And I see you are going to do that. You're going to take some time to really connect with yourself and find your footing. You might have to let go of something for a period of time so that you can do that. There might be some kind of sacrifice here. But let's clarify the outcome here. Oh, well, that's lovely. We have the Emperor and the Empress here. It's right on the Lover's card. I think this is kind of speaking on, one, I think it's again about this balance and self-reflecting and knowing, you know, kind of balancing your inner Emperor and Empress, your divine masculine, divine feminine, but and being able to oversee, but also to like find your grounding, observing, but also taking action, you know, finding balance in that, but also know that keep an open heart. Yeah, because you definitely are feeling closed off to love due to this grief. But keep an open heart because you are being protected. Something is going to just know you deserve good things. And Prince of Pentacles, I feel, is more about that. Taking a step back from any kind of overworking if you need to, or for those grieving a loss, you know. If you, of course, you can't always do that, but find ways that, you know, maybe you can't call off work or, you know, take a sabbatical, but perhaps you can, you know, ask for less workload, or maybe even find somebody who can assist you while you step back a little bit to heal. Alright. So we will go ahead and grab your Queen of the Moon Oracle here. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know sometimes it can be hard, you know, maybe you need to, like, maybe you've been, you know, not wanting to cook, but, you know, you don't want to only eat fast food. You know, perhaps you can connect with somebody, or you sign up for a meal service even, and that could even actually, you know, get you in action if you do like a meal kit or something like that. Or, you know, like reach out for help from neighbors or family. See, I'm sure I felt like there are people who want to be there for you. So don't be afraid to ask or to let them help. You might not want, some of you might want also, and even need some time to yourself. So, you know, you can even, you know, say, this is what I need. I need time to myself, but I do need some help in this area, if you could help with that. So don't be afraid to, you know, people understand needing some time to think and be alone as well. So, you know, don't think it's unusual either. Like, know that people can, while they can't fully understand what you're going through, they can empathize and be understanding of these things. Like, messages for Taurus, spirit guides, and angels. Thank you. beaver moon creation. So I do see more about kind of dissolving and rising up from that. So you don't be afraid to allow things to fall apart and dissolve, because it's often in that time where we can really renew, refresh, and emerge better. Supermoon attraction. I'm also being called to this 44 here. So perhaps that number will have significance, or has significance with you. Okay, don't be afraid. I know we hear a lot about how we attract energy, and I think sometimes that can be scary when you're in grief, because it's like, I don't want to just attract more sadness, or burden other people, and I'm feeling that strongly that you might feel that way. I just want you to know, like, we are meant to go through that process of grief. Like, that's not going to just attract more. We can, like, certainly people do get caught in those feelings of grief, and then they like might spend their life like victimizing and just being caught in that and attracting more of that. But I don't see that for you. I see this is just something that you might look at, that you might fear that, but that you are looking at it and you are going to let that go. Maybe that's something you witnessed and that's why you fear it, but I think that's the fact that you've observed that was a huge part of breaking that. But, maybe that's why, maybe you feel scared to really allow yourself to feel it and grief, because you don't want to get caught in it. But it's going to be important to feel it, to let go of it. Self-reflection here. Yeah, this is just more on this taking that time to really connect with yourself and reflecting. And this is 17, and this is the star energy. You are healing, even if you don't feel like you are, you have been. And it might have felt hard to keep your head afloat, but you're doing a wonderful job. And the void. Yeah, the void is what I was kind of feeling with that healthy detachment. It's kind of in the void that we can actually connect to everything in a way and feel the oneness. It's like you have to fully break down to then actually connect. I like that the void is actually one here. Rather, like, I could have seen it being a 0, for the void, but it's one here because that's where it's in the void that we can really connect to everything. It's like, the dreams and the subconscious, but like, you can connect to the super conscious from there. And I do see you connecting to that and it being a huge way of healing for you. Let's get your moonology. Well, that was nice. My back just cracked and I felt like a release in my spine. It's almost giving me goosebumps. So perhaps also yoga, maybe even a chiropractor for some is going to help you release things. And that just reminded me of acupuncture or even acupressure, like reflexology. These different things might help you heal through the grieving process, or things that you might want to study that came out that might help you, and that might even in turn help you help others. You have to, go through that on your own. You're very close to achieving your goal. Give us moon. Now for those in deep grief, this is making me like losing somebody here. This is making me feel like you are healing, essentially. Like, trust that you are healing even though you feel at a standstill. For everybody here, including just everyone here, like, know that you are on the right path and that there are things around the corner. The lowest ebb is the turn of the tide, and there are things waiting for you around the corner. Balance spirituality and practicality. So that was very much so that Emperor Empress energy with full moon in Pisces. Yeah, definitely I see a lot of you studying spirituality and connecting with that as a part of your healing. And it's going to help you be in the flow. Some of you feel like your life you've spent going against the grain, swimming upstream. Make sure that you know you deserve the good that does come to you. And get all the getting's good. You do deserve it. Emotions are running high, supermoon. Was that? Yeah, we have 2 supermoons here. Now this I definitely feel about your emotions running high. You're going to allow yourself to feel things, and it's going to feel a little bit overwhelming, but it's going to help you. It's not a bad thing. Allow yourself to feel it. And there's beauty. There's definitely beauty in pain sometimes. But yeah, the fact that we do have 2 supermoons here, this is that 44. Taurus for me for some reason itself. Like, I know this is the Taurus reading. But supermoon might have some kind of significance for you as well. Either a past supermoon or one coming. It is in the future position, so I actually would like to go ahead for Taurus here and do a romance reading. I did see the Emperor and Empress, and I am just feeling called to. So get these cards out and we'll get into that. You know, I'm feeling called to two cards, two different cards here. As well. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what romance is headed for Taurus. What does Taurus need to see? The energy for Taurus here. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Definitely getting different energies here. I'm getting for some, this forgiving and learning is forgiving yourself for the grief that you feel. For others, I'm feeling it is forgiving a past partner. And for some, I'm feeling forgiving, again, yourself the grief, but also forgiving. You might be feeling like upset and almost angry that somebody left you behind. Now I'm very much so seeing this as, you know, this woman is grieving, and And he's resting his hand on her head. And with dream here, again, some of you might have dreams. Somebody who might no longer be with you might be helping guide you through dreams and showing you that you're protected. And for others, learning from the past, learning from the grief you might be feeling from a past relationship that just didn't work out or go the way you had hoped. You're going to have a dream that's going to show you the potential in your future. Any more messages here? Determination, courage, perseverance. No more indecisiveness, firmness. So some of you are going to allow this to transcend you and get clear. And, turn your grief to grace. That song just really is so strongly coming through. So maybe you need to go ahead and give it a listen. I want to marry you. So for some, this is that future person, the Emperor and the Empress coming in, that will lead to marriage or higher level commitment. I feel stuck. I feel this is your energy of just feeling kind of caught in the whirlwind right now. But know that there's movement, and you're going to be determined to move forward. You just have to stoke the embers a little bit. And you might just not feel like you want to, but something is going to help light you up a little bit. I know you deserve it. I'm always with you. So that's again for those who have lost somebody. Know that they're with you, guiding you. But also know your divine counterpart is always present with you. That Emperor, the divine mask and divine femme is always a part of you. And some of you are going to have dreams of this person before you actually meet them, your divine counterpart here. Alright, let's get your charms here. Firstly, especially being called to this, you are healing. Trust the process, and allow it to go at the speed it's going at. If it feels like it's just, you'll never get out of it, and allow this time to give you the clarity. It's shining new light on things perhaps from your childhood, things that it's bringing light to a lot of things. And also, you're going to find more clarity as you dive more into your spirituality and allow yourself the time. You know, it feels like you're in a period of loss, but there's actually a lot of gain going on. A lot is blossoming. And you know, it's not so black and white. Things are always blossoming, even in the face of loss. Focus on your heart chakra as well in your meditations, and perhaps your sacral as well, to help you feel a little more grounded. And again, I'm getting about the spirituality, practicality, Emperor, Empress. This is the heart key, but this also just kind of reminded me of ovaries, a woman's like body here, but also of Aries, the Aries symbol, which is very root and sacral. So possibly root as well. But yeah, the Emperor and Empress coming out. It feels like that. That's going to be a huge key. The starfish is again on healing, but through self-reflection. The butterfly, very much so, feeling that transcendence and turning grief to grace. You deserve love. You got the hand of love here. Now part of that I'm feeling your heart chakra, and I'm gonna put the mudra for that heart chakra here. Now some of you might also have an offering of love coming in. We did get the Emperor and Empress, so that's quite significant for that. And know you deserve it. Know that you deserve it. The hot air balloon. I just got the book Around the World in 80 Days. Some of you might travel. For some, I see web classes. You're taking a course of learning online. Again, the heart is key. So definitely focus on your heart chakra. That will help help you heal. And along with that grounding, that's like root chakra and heart chakra together is really going to, the combination of the two is going to be very much more powerful in healing. The flamingo is very much so about that same energy of the hangman and stillness and reflection. I just saw dreams for some of you are going to help allow you to feel and help you connect. And those who have lost somebody, it might also, you might have dreams of them to help you feel protected, to feel connected. The key again here. It's again a heart key. It's also reminding me of the Three of Pentacles. So again, there is somebody here that wants to offer help and empathy. That also is coming with this hand of love. So, accept the help. You don't have, you can voice. You can have boundaries and you can voice how it is that you want help. They want to help you how you want to be helped. So voice what you need to. If you want to take time alone, if you want them to just be there and be present but not speak, if you want them to speak, if you want them to, ask them if they have any experiences they can share. It's very much so going to be about communication and voicing, what it is that you could use help with. And another butterfly here. This one I'm actually getting that you might see butterflies as a reminder of somebody you might have lost, or for some it might also be I'm getting like an innocent energy off of it. So it might be reminders to connect to that childlike wonder that, so perhaps you'll see a butterfly and it'll kind of invoke that feeling. But also healing. This is Hello Kitty playing a guitar or a banjo. It might just be a chickling, I don't know. It's reminding me of Hello Kitty. So perhaps, and she's wearing a sun hat. I'm feeling getting in the sun and playing music. Either listening to music, but maybe even playing yourself. But doing so out in the sun for a period of time. Maybe just going outside. I saw somebody reading under a tree, perhaps riding under a tree, connecting with yourself. It might be a good time to connect with yourself outside. And this is a little kid charm. I feel again about that innocence. And there's going to be light shining on lots of things in this period for you. That's going to help you through your grief. Let's go ahead and get your runes here. Wow. That one definitely landed on its side. And this one is upright, so let me see real quick. Alright, so we have Nothis. Apologies if I'm butchering these. Nothis, need, necessity. I'm getting again about voicing your needs. Need for patience is important. The asking person must judge his actions before he act. Even the underlying motives, he can be his own worst enemy. Greed or lust can easily be destructive. Emotional, material, and spiritual wealth are close, but the angle of incidence must be soft, real soft. If we are dissatisfied with our share in life, possibly with good reason, it's only ourselves who can do anything about it. I'm just strongly kidding about the need to ask for your needs here. And then we have Yara for year, but it literally landed on its side. Which again is giving me the lowest ebb is the turn of the tide. You are on that turning brink right now, that turning point. You're on the brink. But also it connects to taking time. And the will to push through. And just be patient. Allow yourself to go through this process and take the time you need. But yeah. Alright. Well, this is where I'm going to leave this, and I thank you so much for being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of yours as well. And thank you so much, lovely folk.